Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Thank you for always coming back and supporting this channel. Guys, if you are new, thank you for supporting this channel. Don't forget to subscribe. To all my new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content here. Yeah guys, today we're doing something simple, pretty simple, I would say. I guess it gets easier over time, but I'm going to show you the process today. I'll be doing 6 centerpieces for a teddy bear theme baby shower. I will not be setting up this baby shower. So this is like an order. So yeah, guys, I'll just show you how it's done. So yeah, stay tuned. So there's just a few things that you're going to be needing today. We're doing 3 tones. We're doing a white, Eucalyptus. So these are from Decomex. It's called pastel Eucalyptus, and this is just standard white. And then I'm gonna be doing some chrome metallic gold. It's in a Decomex bag, but this one I got from Amazon. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're doing these 3 tones. I'll be using one of these stands that I got from Amazon. I think I did this in my what was it that I did with this? Oh, my St. Patrick Day tutorial. I did the columns with this. So this is basically a centerpiece stand or a column stand that I got from Amazon. They're okay. I feel like they're better off for centerpieces versus for a balloon column. So I'll be using it for my centerpiece today. So I'm using that. Also, I'll be using this cute little teddy here. You can't have a teddy bear theme without a teddy bear. So I'll be using this teddy bear today. This was also from Amazon. I believe I got this in a set with 12, and it was like 3 different tones. So this is one of the tone. I believe the other one is like a white, whitish, or I'll say off-white color. And then the other one is like a brown or a tan, I guess, like a darker tan. So I'll be using that. And then also I have some greenery. So this is like a eucalyptus garland. I'll just be cutting it to insert it in certain areas on the balloons. And also I have these, this berry mix I got from Walmart. I believe they were like $2.50 each. So I'll also be cutting this up and adding them inside of the centerpiece. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere because I'm about to get started. So let me just clear this up right here. So I'm gonna leave my pump and I'm gonna put the stand away for now because I'm not using it yet. And then I'll just start off with my balloon. So in order for, I'm gonna show you example or the inspo from the client. If you look here in the video, you'll see the inspo. So that's what she ordered. And so yeah, that's what I will be working on, replicating that. What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah. So for this centerpieces, I'm gonna be doing like a base, which is gonna be all white with maybe a few gold in it. I'll do that last. First, I want to show you the hot air balloon. I guess that's what they call it. It's like a hot air balloon. So I'm gonna make that first for the top. So I'll begin inflating those balloons first and clustering them up, and then I'll go ahead and do the base. So yeah, I'm just gonna put some balloons up here so I could get started. There's no particular size, guys. You have the option of doing them all one size, or you could kind of mix the sizes up. I think that's what I'm going to be doing today, just kind of mixing the size a bit, only because I'll be adding like a decal on one of the balloons, and I want to make sure the balloon is big enough to do that. So what I'll be using is an 18-inch gold and an 18-inch the eucalyptus color, and that's just to have a larger balloon where I could add the decal. For the rest, I'll just use the 12-inch. So to create this, I guess you could call it like a topiary or a hot air balloon. I'm just going to go with a hot air balloon right now. Okay. To create this, I'm gonna make 6 duplexes. Okay, 6 duplexes. You could do mix the colors if you want, or you could do the same colors, or however you want it. I'm gonna mix the colors just so that way the colors is evenly spread out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm actually also gonna add a few of the mini fillers, so maybe like 4 or so of the mini fillers in the hot air balloon. So I'll start off with this first. I'm just gonna make 6 sets of 2 balloons, which is called a duplex. So let's get started. And like I said, you don't have to do any specific size. You do whatever size that you want, depending on how big you want the duplex, the hot air balloon to be. It's for a centerpiece, so I don't want it to be too big. So I'm gonna just inflate to probably about 7 inches or so. Maybe 6, about 6 to 7 inches. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, guys. I don't want it to be too big. Okay, so this is like a decent size. Plus the big ones that I have, those are going to be inflated bigger because I want to be able to add the decal. So I'm just going to go ahead and create 5 of these, and then I'll do 1 with the bigger balloon. So that will be total of 6. And like I said, you can make the balloons the same size if you want, or you could just keep them all separate, like different sizes. You could do 2 of the same color if you want. I think I'm gonna do it like this because I want to be able to get a good mix of the colors. So I'll do 1 that's all gold. Okay, so I have 4. Okay, so then the next one, I think I'm gonna do 2 whites. Okay, and then the last one, I'm going to be doing the gold and the eucalyptus. And I'm not gonna make it like too big. I just want it to be bigger. I want it to be visible that it's bigger. This way I can be able to add. So this is okay, not too big. Just want to be able to add the sign where it's visible. Okay, and then you guys, you could just play around with it honestly to get your desired look. So now this is next step. I'm going to be now taking these duplexes that I created and turn them into quads. So I'm just going to start interlocking the balloon. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to interlock this one by sliding the necks or the middles together like this. Okay, and then I'm going to interlock. Okay, so it should look something like this. I twisted mine like around 3 times, so this way it doesn't come back apart. Then I'm gonna go in with my next color. I believe this color, I'm gonna decide I'm gonna go with this color next, and I'm just gonna interlock it. And when you're interlocking, guys, you wanna kind of spread out the colors so they're not all like clustered up together in the same section. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my next color. Interlock. And you should already see that it's like forming kind of like a circular shape, which is what I'm going for. When I do this, I try to look and see which side need more balloons before I, add them. So this way to be able to have that circular shape. So you don't want to just keep adding onto the, so say I put the balloon here, you don't want to add this one to it and then add another one to it, because then you're going to start getting like a garland look versus going into like a circle. So now I'm just adding the next one. And at this point, I could move balloons around. If I feel like there's too much of the same colors, I could move them around, kind of just create the shape, a better shape. So this is what I have so far. So right now I'm just gonna add the last one on this side. And once I add the last one, now I gotta just play around with it to kind of create the circular shape by just moving the balloons into place, you know. Okay, so right now I feel like I have a decent shape. It's not like perfect, but like I said, I'll be adding some mini balloons on here, so that's fine. So I'll work with this for now. Wherever, see, now that I have this bigger one here, I'm going to be able to now fill in clusters in other areas to kind of even it out. So it's give it a more round shape. But this is gonna be my topper. So I'm just gonna put this to the side. Now to create the base, this particular picture that she sent me, it had like, it was more like a cloud look. So with that, I'm just gonna be using the white and I'm just gonna be adding maybe a few gold in there. So nothing too crazy. But in order to make the cloud part, you don't want to add too much. You don't want it to make it too big, but you want it to be enough balloons on the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and inflate maybe 6 balloons. I mean, maybe 8 balloons. So 4 sets of this in different size, and then I see how that looks. And then if it needs more, then I'll add. So let's start with that. So like I said, this is the base. So you don't want it to be too big. So you're going to make the balloon significantly smaller. Okay. So about this size, and then I'll just do different range of sizes. So I said I was going to make 8. So let's get 8 of them done. That's 3. 4. You know what? I'm actually going to start with 6. Because I don't want to overinflate. I'm going to do 6 and see how that looks before I do any more. Okay. So I'm just adding like a touch of gold in there. Not too much. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these balloons and I'm gonna cluster them. So create a nice little cluster. So this one I'm gonna build as if I'm building a garland. So I'm just gonna continuously add to it to create that look that I'm going for. So kind of like what's going on right. Oh, sorry guys. You get that. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so this is what we're working with right now. So it's gonna add the last one here. Okay, and you should have something that looks like this, kind of like a little cloud. Okay, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna push it down a little bit to spread it out. What I'm gonna do before I do add this on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys. First thing first, I want to get it to the height that I needed, because these things are adjustable and they don't tighten. I'm gonna use a balloon, so I'm just gonna take this little top part off for now, and I'm just gonna use a long balloon, and I'll show you how I'm gonna wrap this around. So that's a nice height. It'll be enough to have the balloon on top. It's a nice height centerpiece, so I won't go higher than this, but I'm gonna show you how I'm going to wrap this so it stays in place. And maybe I'll put a little bit of tape here. I got my gaffer's tape, so I'm just going to take a piece of gaffer's tape and I'm just going to wrap it on an angle around here to kind of just keep it in place so it doesn't, you know, shift once I put see. Okay, so I'm just going to secure it a little, but unless somebody's really pushing down on this, it should not be able to come back off, or shouldn't be able to come out of place. So let's just do another piece just to kind of secure it. I'll go a little higher. Okay. And this is optional, guys, but I would suggest doing it if you feel like it's going to be, like, for in this case, I'm not going to be in control of this once I drop it off to the client, and I don't want her calling me telling me that, oh, the centerpieces came apart or is messed up, or, you know, whatever the case is. So I'm gonna start with that. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I am going to take a 260 balloon. Okay, and obviously now that I tape this, I want to cover it. I don't want to see that silver or anything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stretch my 260 balloon. And the reason why I'm stretching it is to be able to inflate it better. Because sometimes if it's not stretched, the balloon gets stuck at a certain point and it won't inflate properly. So yeah, so I'm gonna use this pump for that because it has like the smaller tip that I could use to inflate my 260. And I'm just gonna get this plugged up. There we go. All right, guys, and then what I'm gonna do is literally just add a little bit of air in this. Okay, not a lot. Honestly, this is probably plenty. Okay, so I'm just gonna push it down a little bit so I could tie this. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, guys, right here at the top, I'm gonna put this extra tip part right here at the edge. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is gonna wrap this over it to secure it. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna keep going around. I'm gonna squeeze air as I go just to make sure that it's moving. But basically what I'm doing right here now is covering the pole using this balloon. And this could be a little tricky. Like if you're not squeezing the air down, this could be a little tricky because you don't want to pop the balloon by having it too tight. If the balloon is too stiff, then it's possible that it might burst. So what you want to do, guys, you want to make sure that everything is getting covered. Okay, so it's important when you're doing this to have some air in the top part of the balloon to be able to spread it wider. Okay, and you just continue with this process all the way until there's no balloon left. And then if you run out, say if you're having a tall centerpiece and you run out, all you need to do is tie that first one off and start a second. Okay, and this is just an easy effective way to cover the pole last minute. Say if you don't have spray paint to change the color, or say you don't want to ruin your pole. Okay, you don't want to ruin your pole with spray paint and having to be changing the color every time you decide to use it. Say for instance, like these, I'm not taking back from the client. These, after they're done, they get to keep them, so not worrying too much about it. But if it was something that was keeping, I wouldn't want to have to keep spraying it every time, you know, somebody order these balloon centerpieces, or every time that I need to change the color. So yeah, this is a nice efficient way to change the color to match your theme without actually there's actually another way that it can be done. I might maybe have to show you guys that in another video. But anyways, I'm now here. This is where it stopped. So now I'm holding it really tight against the thing, and I'm just gonna make a small little snip at the end because you don't want to you know, you just want it to be like that. Take it sweet time and ease the weight out. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna wrap this and make a knot to secure this so this don't come back off. Okay. Okay. So this is what I have so far. So what I probably do, I'm just gonna cut a little bit of it off so I don't have like a big piece hanging off. And what I'll do now is I'll just continue with another to go down, at least down as much where it won't be showing once I put that other piece on. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So a little bit of air, okay? Make a knot. For the starter, I'm gonna start on top of this one just to kind of make sure this doesn't come back apart. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start maybe about here. I'm gonna put the tip down again, and I'm just gonna wrap the balloon over the tip to secure the tip so that part don't come back out. And then now I'm just gonna keep going around in a circular motion to wrap the remainder of the pole. And like I said, there are other ways to do this. This is just one. There's actually another method where you could inflate the balloon and just slide it on top like this, so it won't have this ripple effect. It'll just be like smooth. So that's another option. Alright, so that popped. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm just gonna take a rubber band because it's far enough down. I'm gonna take a rubber band and just kind of secure this area right now. Okay, I'm just gonna tie it around really tight so it doesn't come apart. And wrap it like a couple times. Okay, and then secure it. So we're gonna leave it at that. But now it's pretty good, I think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add on my little cloud here, and I'm just gonna be sliding the pole around the balloon like this, and then just interlock the balloon from the back side. Okay. There we go. So that's basically what it looks like right now. Okay. For down here, I'll probably just add another cluster there to hide the rest of the base. So basically that's what it would be. And then right now you have the option to either just sit this on top, like literally you could just open up the middle of the balloon and just slide this on like this. But I feel like for me, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this to tie it on, only because, like I said, I'll be handing these over to somebody else, and I want to make sure that they stay intact during transport. Use the balloon next. This is shorter. There we go. Good. Okay, guys, so that's what it looks like for now. Okay, guys, so the next step would be to add the teddy bear. So far this is what I have. Okay, next step is I'm sorry, it's not standing steady because of my little thing here. And also I might have to make some adjustments on the balloon at the bottom, but once it's on a level surface, it'll be fine. But let me just adjust this real quick because it's okay. There we go. So I just adjust the balloon. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna be doing right now, guys, is to add the teddy bear. Okay, so this is my teddy bear as I've shown you before. The teddy bear is gonna be sitting on here, trying to figure which side to put. I think I might put them on this side. Yeah, I guess it don't really matter. It doesn't really matter which side, but I'll be putting them on this side. There are several ways that you could add the teddy bear. You could use a rubber band. You could use zip tie. You could use fishing wire. I like to use the zip tie only because I feel like it's more sturdy, and then I don't have to worry about it coming apart. So I'll be using a zip tie to connect this one. And guys, you won't even be able to see the zip tie because the arm is like really furry. So it'll just, you know, I'll pull it tight enough so you won't be able to see it. So I'm just using like a kind of medium sized zip tie here. And I'm just going to put the teddy bear. The arm's going to be upwards because you want it to look like the teddy bear is holding the balloons. So maybe around this height. Maybe a little lower. Yeah, I don't want to have it hanging up from the top up there. So you want it to be able to be sitting on top of the ones down here, but also look like it's holding onto the pole. So I'm just gonna keep it at around this level here. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go in with my zip tie. Okay, it's best to use a white zip tie because you won't be able to see it. And then once I put the zip tie around, I'm gonna make sure I place it, you know, the teddy bear how I want it, the final result. And then I'm going to tighten. Okay, and you want to tighten it as tight as possible. So this way, during transport, you don't have to worry about the teddy bear falling off. And what I'm doing in the back, I'm just going to cut off the excess of the tie strap. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Okay, it's pretty cute. I'll probably rearrange some of the balloons. So and I'll be adding some florals as well. But that's pretty much what it's gonna be for now. And you'll be able to move the teddy bear around. But guys, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm just gonna make a couple fillers. Okay, you could adjust the teddy bear. I'll put some balloons there to kind of have it sit better. But for right now, all I'm gonna be doing is adding some fillers up on the top up here to kind of fill in any holes that I see. And then we're gonna do the florals. So just keep watching, guys. So to create my fillers, and a lot of you guys are already familiar on how I do this, I use my 12-inch balloons and I inflate them and twist them to create my fillers. So I'm gonna do 4 filler for this one. Okay, and I'm just gonna mix the colors to give it a nice blend. So I'm gonna start off inflating my 12-inch balloons and then just letting out the air. I'm just gonna tie and twist. Twist. Do it around 4 to 5 times. And then you go to the next side and you do the same. And then you interlock them. And this is what I'm going to be using to fill my gaps. So I'll do 4 of those. So guys, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take some rubber bands and I'm going to slide them on top are over these, and that's what I'm going to use to add them onto my hot air balloon there. Okay. Okay. Now, next step, what I'm going to do, I have my florals. So I'll be using this. I'm going to be cutting it. I'll probably cut this into 3. Let me see. Yeah. Actually, I need to get my pliers. I'm going to use my cutter here. Okay. Okay, guys, so I have my cutter here. I'm going to use to cut the florals. So I'm just separating it into 3 sections. And then I'm going to show you all. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of them, and I'm going to insert them inside of a balloon. Because I cut them, so now the edges are really sharp. So I'm going to insert them inside of a balloon to protect the edge. I'm just going to fold up the excess of the balloon upwards. Okay, and then I'm going to take a rubber band and I'm going to loop around the stem to lock it in. Okay, and tie that off. And what this does, when I add these into my this part protects it from popping the other balloons because of the latex over it. And 2, once I insert it down inside of the balloons, I'm going to use the rubber band to lap over the balloon to prevent the flowers from coming out, like falling out during transit. So this is to secure it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and create 3 of these. Okay, doing the same thing. Just inserting them inside the balloon and then folding up the excess and doing a rubber band around it. And this is just a way to secure the flowers from falling out. So even if, say, during transport the flower comes out, it will come out, but it won't fall out on the floor where it's lost or anything like that. All you have to do is, now when you get to your destination, you just kind of just push it back inside, and you'll be good to go. So yeah, guys, just a tip, okay? Because we all learn from our experiences, and I've been through a lot of experience where I have to improvise and come up with ways to do things. So yeah, this is an effective way of adding florals. It could be a little tedious and time consuming, but it saves you from having to fix all these things when you're now heading to your setup or whatever the case is. So also I have the greener garland. So I'm not going to be adding a lot of this. This is a eucalyptus garland. So what I'll probably do, I'll probably add maybe an 1 piece that's a decent size, about this much. And I'm gonna do the same process, guys. I'm gonna insert it because, like I said, once you cut it, now it becomes very sharp, and it's gonna now be able to damage your balloons. So I don't want to add a lot of this. Okay, so that is it, guys. Once I add these 4 pieces, I'll see if I need to add another. But for now, I'm gonna start with that because I don't want it to be too crazy. I see here one of my balloons are deflating, so I'm just gonna blow up another balloon that I could use to fill that gap right there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use a scissor and just cut this one. It seems like it has like a little slow leak or a hole or something. So I'm just gonna get this out, and now I'm just gonna find where I cut that balloon and tie this new balloon in. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna just take these off the table for now so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll be adding these in. So let's put this back up here. Okay, guys. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, is first thing first, I want to make sure that this teddy bear is gonna stay in place. So I'm just gonna take a rubber band right here and I'm gonna loop it over a balloon. Okay. And then I'm just gonna loop it over twice on the leg of the teddy bear to make sure that the teddy bear doesn't move. And now it stays in spot. And it won't be moving, guys. Nobody will be able to tell. Like I said, the rubber bands are nude and the teddy bear is nude, so kind of just blend in because it's also furry. The next thing that I'm gonna be doing, guys, I'm gonna be, like I said, filling some balloons here and there. I'm just trying to rearrange this a bit so the two goals are not directly side by side. Kind of want to spread it out a little bit. I'm gonna put a cluster balloon right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna now go ahead and take my 260, I'm gonna take my rubber band and I'm gonna look and find an area where I don't see these colors and I'm gonna insert it there. So for instance, you're just gonna loop them over. Just want to double check and make sure this thing is secure enough. I don't like how it's wobbling. So I'm just gonna loop in another part through the little gaps that they have in there to kind of secure this. I want to make sure it's not gonna come back off. Okay, so you can't be too cautious here. If you, especially you want it to sit nicely, want to sit upwards like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna be moving the few balloons that I created, a few clusters, into locations where I feel like it makes sense. Okay, and now obviously I'll just arrange it as I go, guys, where I see fit. I just want to kind of get them on first and then figure out where I need to make adjustments, to be honest. I know for sure this big balloon right here is where I'll be putting the decal. So I don't want anything to crowd that balloon up too much. Alright, so I gotta just adjust this a bit. I don't want it to keep moving around. As you can see, this thing is like turning while I'm doing it, but just stay tuned, guys. Still working on it. Okay, stay tuned, guys. Hey guys, so I went ahead and made some adjustments on these balloons. So it was a little bit, the balloons were a little bit too big for what I was trying to do. So I had to size them down a bit. So yeah, I sized down the balloons and now I'm back. Right now I'm just gonna add the little clusters, and once I do that, then I'll be able to see where else I need to add stuff. So I'm just gonna go in and add a few clusters. There, and on this top piece here. It was a little top heavy, guys, and that's why I had to size down the balloons. So maybe about 2 inches less, probably around 6 inches each. And then I just left that big one at the top. So you guys, something to keep in mind, kind of play around with the size And the reason why too, I would have left it at the bigger size that they were, but being that I did not intend on creating like these super big centerpieces, it was too big for it wasn't proportioned. So I had to just make some minor adjustments. Okay, guys. So far looking much better than before. It was way too big. Like I said, I just sized it down a bit. I'm gonna move those around so I could kind of play with it to see where I need to place them. So I'm just trying to check to see what's the best spot for them. And that's why I'm like trying to go to the camera to kind of look at it, because it's hard to see it from the angle that I'm working. Okay, so that's a little better. I'm gonna add the florals in, and then I'm gonna see if I need to add any more fillers in the front. I don't want it to be all full with fillers. I want to be able to see the actual design. So I'm just trying to adjust these balloons so my rubber band is not showing. Okay, and maybe like to secure this, I'll probably just do some glue dashes to kind of connect the balloons so they don't shift in transport. So yeah guys, that's pretty much what it is right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rubber bands with the florals. So as you already know, I already put the florals inside of the balloon, and I did a rubber band around it to kind of keep the balloon on top of the floral. And now I'm just going to use this rubber band to slide over a balloon to secure the flowers, just in case it falls out during transport. Okay, so I'm going to first put the rubber band in, and then I'm going to find where I'm going to insert the florals, and I'm just going to add it in. So just like that. So like I said, the purpose of the rubber band is to secure the flowers just in case it falls out during transit. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and go over. And guys, you could opt in to use a 260 balloon to do this instead of the rubber band, because the rubber band can be tight at times depending on how big you inflate your balloons. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing this. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go in, and then you also have the option, like if you want to extend the rubber band, you could just loop another one in to kind of give you some room to work with, and just use the bigger stretchier one to go over. Because sometimes if you're like forcing stuff over a balloon, it could cause the balloon to pop. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. Just adding in some greenery to elevate the look. And then once we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and finish this off. Okay. Oh, okay, so that rubber band came apart. So I'm just gonna do a new one. Okay, nice and secure. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add these greenery. and just secure it with the rubber band. When you're doing these florals, guys, you want to have as much stem as possible. The longer the stem, the better in this case, because you want to be able to insert them deep enough where, you know, it's not going to just come back out so easily. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just put another piece of greenery here, and then I'm going to put maybe a cluster or two in the bottom there to secure that area. And then, yeah, that will be it. So that'll be the look. The only last thing after that, I'm going to be adding the name, like a little phrase on top of that big balloon, but I'm not there yet. So once I get to that, we will show you what we're doing. So I'm just going to add this last piece of greenery to help enhance the look. Okay. This is my rubber band. Oopsie. Okay guys, so I'm gonna do a little cluster in the front here. Actually, let me see. Maybe I can slide this down a little, and then I can see what I need to do here. Okay, so I'm gonna do a cluster of white right here in the front, like a small cluster, kind of like a mini. So I'm gonna go ahead and see, did I unplug? Oh. Yes, I have this. This is not plugged in. Okay. I'm just gonna tilt this so I'm able to do this better. All right, I probably should have just. All right, so now. I kind of need. All right, guys, I feel like that was a little bit too big, so I'm just gonna do a smaller one because I don't want it to be protruding outwards from the other part. Maybe I'll just put this one on this end over here, somewhere there. But for here, I'm just gonna make a smaller one. That just means less hair in the balloon. like that. And then this is just gonna make a smaller version of the same thing. Now I just gotta find my rubber band. There, very nice. Like this. Okay. Yes. It's much better there. Although I feel like this thing is still, that's better. And now guys, I will do this one on this side. Stay over there.
Seed.
Okay, open it up. Okay guys, so that was my attempt to cover that base area, but as you can see, I wasn't 100% successful there. But anyways, this is what we have right now. I'm gonna go ahead, let me go closer so you can see. I'm trying to rearrange these balloons here, make sure they sit nicely. Okay, I feel like Teddy. Okay, so let's go a little closer so we could get to see what it looks like right now. So this is what it currently looks like. Okay, that's what it currently looks like. All right. So the only thing left for me to do, guys, is to add the name. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll circle back. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so we finally reached the end of this video. It took a while to get these done, honestly, but I wanted to take the time to make sure that I go through the entire process and explain what I'm doing. So of course tutorials are going to take longer than when I'm doing the actual setup, because when I'm doing the actual setup, I'm just, you know, kind of giving you behind the scenes of what I'm doing and whatnot, so I'm not really focusing in too much on going into detail about things. But for a tutorial where I'm actually teaching you how to do something, it takes a lot more time. So guys, once again, thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget to like, share, comment, leave your comments below so I know what you think about this. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post new content. Until next time guys, see ya. Mwah.